Hello and welcome to Borno Restoration. I am Jesse Tafida. Today on the program, we will take you through some activities of Borno State Governor Professor Babagana Zulum, who has turned the state into the envy of the Northeast region and Nigeria generally through his zeal and doggedness. From security to education and human capacity building, it has been all-round massive development in the state. But before we track all this, let's bring you the latest on Borno today. The rapid achievement in atomic and nuclear physics around the globe has left many teachers in search for more teaching materials on the subject. Various topics concerning the field have been introduced in only a few schools in the country. These experts from academia do not think this is good enough. They are out on an advocacy visit to secondary schools to acquaint students on the importance of studying nuclear physics.
For you to talk about nuclear, we can't start from the top. We have to go to the bottom. We have to go to the grassroots. So our intention is to catch the students young while they are in their secondary school. And also I realized that most people, once you talk to them, especially the young ones, they don't know much things about nuclear. Create a desire in them, and so that we can have a large critical mass of people that are going into the field of nuclear science and technology. Scientific advocacies like this also need to be taking place from time to time.
There is nowhere we can catch students to be interested in physics than coming to where they are before they reach the university. So physics is all encompassing. It is a versatile topic. We came here to put the sense of liking physics right from the roots.
Free books on nuclear physics are given to all 10 schools visited to assist students in knowing more about the subject.
I am so happy for those that they came here and educate us to build the picture of our nature. This shows that all of us that are here, we have learned so many things.
I learned about how nuclear energy can be produced. I would really like to appreciate for what they enlightened us about.
Researchers want the government to put study of nuclear physics at the front burner of its policies. This, they believe, will go a long way in equipping young students with nuclear knowledge who can change the narrative of nuclear energy in the nation. An estimated 8.4 million people in Borno, Yobe and Adamawa states are in need of humanitarian assistance as a result of the Boko Haram crisis. Many have lost their means of livelihood due to the 13-year insurgency. The persons displaced as a result of the war had over the years been solely dependent on aid from government and other humanitarian agencies. But with peace gradually returning and most IDPs now resettled in their places of abode, providing livelihood support is needed to aid their new life. Christian Aid, with funding from the World Food Programme, has been doing just that. It has assisted about 23,000 vulnerable households since 2018 with cash assistance and livelihood support to strengthen their resilience.
We are supporting them in different thematic areas in terms of IGA. We are doing 20 different IGAs, starting from shoe making, bag making, soap making. We also do support beneficiaries in terms of aquaculture, throughout the value chain of aquaculture in terms of fish farming, fish processing, fish feed formulation, and then we also support beneficiaries in terms of crop production, also support them with hydroponic support. We expect these beneficiaries to take this serious so that they can stand on their own without depending on any partner, on any donor or any support on any external support.
People who have been supported through the emergency pillar through unconditional food assistance during the crisis are now being transitioned to being more self-reliant, to being on their own, to generating incomes on their own. So that on the long term, a more sustainable approach towards helping to eradicate poverty is put in place.
Its latest intervention is well received by beneficiaries. Today, about 2,000 households from Malakiariri community of Mafa Local Council are here to showcase their livelihood activities.
Each and every end of the month, they are giving me money to help my family. I should go and buy food for my family. And also my activity is small ruminants. They have given me goats, 4 goats. I'm rearing. They have get bird for me. I'm using their milk.
Organizers of the program say this move is to create a sustainable livelihood for survivors of the 12-year insurgency.
Our debt of gratitude.
Campaigns are run, and political parties have started activities in earnest. But during this period, ensuring the security of lives and property is crucial. It is why the State Police Command is organizing this security meeting to work out ways towards a peaceful election. This is the second time such a meeting is taking place.
The Nigerian government has tasked the Nigerian police to ensure a peaceful conduct of our general election. If we are to conduct this election security, I think we need to understand ourselves. It is very expedient to get you involved because you are part of my platform. There is no way I can do this election security without you.
The Commissioner of Police, Abdul Umar, emphasizes the need for the Civilian Joint Task Force to be resilient in ensuring a credible election.
The vigilante, the hunters, and the cash that are really doing their best in Borno State, your action is highly commendable, and we thank you for all the support you are giving us. And it is because of your support that we are getting honors. Because of your support, anywhere we go, because there are places we go that you don't go. But when we go there, we stand tall. It is with your own effort.
The meeting puts members of the CJTF on notice that providing adequate security before, during and after election is also their responsibility. It calls on security operatives not to align themselves with any political party throughout the electioneering process, as security is for all. The Zulum administration has no doubt revamped, redesigned, remodeled and restored the lost glory of the state as the home of peace. Now, keeping the state clean and tidy, devoid of any muck, has been central to the administration of Professor Babagana Zulum. And this has made the state to contain outbreak of diseases. Let's take this report. The 13-year Boko Haram insurgency has dealt a big blow to Borno State and its people. Thousands have been killed and millions displaced from their ancestral homes. The people of the state has witnessed terror firsthand. But the coming of Professor Babagana Zulum as the executive governor of the state has changed the narrative. Rebuilding ravaged communities and rehabilitation of damaged infrastructure has been central to the administration of Babagana Zulum.
Borno State being the epicenter of the Boko Haram crisis is worst affected by about 70% of its infrastructure destroyed. Its isolated communities disrupted markets and trade links, as well as generated flow of helpless IDPs, resulting in worse displacement crisis. The greatest concern has been that the greater proportions of those rendered homeless are women and children, constituting widows, orphans, school dropouts, and the unemployed youths, among others. The socio-economic impact of the massive dislocation caused by the insurgency is felt in all the local government areas of the Borno State. There is now dynamics in tactical approaches with better synergy among security operatives, enhanced logistic support, and improved complementarity support from the Civilian Joint Task Force, as well as community intelligence gathering in the current fight. Some of our internally displaced persons camps in Borno State, especially within Maiduguri, because we can no longer keep them in IDP camps. There is growing prostitution in the IDP camps. There is growing procreation without care in the IDP camps. There is growing drug abuse in the IDP camps. Life in the IDP camp is no more sustainable. And therefore, government has decided to close all internally displaced camps within Maiduguri. We have closed a number of them. However, because of lack of funding, we are yet to close 4 internally displaced camps. Borno State government, under my distinguished leadership, will do everything possible to ensure that more communities are resettled. Because the only way that we can address the problem of insurgency is for the government of Borno State to address the root causes of the insurgency, which are, among others, increasing poverty, increasing infrastructural deficits, and indeed climate vulnerabilities.
Another area that his administration has focused on is the environment. With the influx of people in the state, especially IDP camps, the governor gave a mandate to the Borno State Environmental Protection Agency, BOSEPA, to ensure that such places are kept clean. Monthly sanitation and routine fumigation of public places was introduced by the government. During such activity, streets of the state remained deserted because of the restriction of movement around the state to enable residents clean their environments. The environmental sanitation team is made up of staff of the Borno State Environmental Protection Agency, youth volunteers, and security operatives overseeing the exercise.
You see, from the point we started at 7 o'clock to this very moment, the compliance has been excellent. But only a few disobedient people, more especially the Keke Napep and a few other vehicles. We have already said that all those vehicles on essential services, on essential duty, individuals and vehicles, when they identify themselves, we'll allow them to go. Like hospital people, very important emergency situation, but not for just because you feel you are a uniform mom and then you take your identity card and start to travel around the town. People must comply. The highest compliance is from the top. All are compliant. The governor is compliant, the police commissioner is compliant, the brigade commander, all the people are compliant. So we will not tolerate anybody who will just say he's a force man and start moving about for nothing, saying he's going to duty. Next time we will carry them to the point of duty, and then they will have to identify if they are really on duty or they will be penalized. We are moving with a special forces team of the ministry as a combined team from the BOSEPA security agencies, as you can see. And at the end of the day, we are going to the sanitation court. Those who have defaulted will be arrested and will be taken to the sanitation court. The sanitation court will deliver judgment on them. So people are encouraged to comply. We are commending those who have participated today and who have been doing their work always. BOSEPA, of course, is a 24-hour business. It's around the week. No Saturday, no Sunday. They are working. So honestly speaking, we commend them. And then we are encouraging volunteers also, like the core members and the volunteer clubs and associations are also encouraged to partake and participate.
This effort by the state government has assisted in containing the spread of diseases. The town is always wearing a new look, thanks to the efforts of Governor Babagana Zulum for his tireless effort to restore the state.
I had a chat with the general manager
of the Borno State Environmental Protection Agency, Abubakar Suleiman. He took us through achievements of the agency under the Zulum administration. Take a listen.
Since I came aboard last year, June, after I took over the mantle of leadership of this organization, what prompted me is, where will I start? Because when I came, I met the agency in a very deteriorating condition, sorry to say. Because even the environment here, you say, we are the protectors of the environment, and also the environment is looking very dirty. Since I'm within the system, I know how to do it. With the backing of His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Borno State, I now try to say, okay, let me see how I will become a game changer. Let me change the narratives of the agency. So, immediately after taking over, my first achievement is to start sanitation within the agency first. Because there are very carcasses of trucks, you see vehicles being parked anywhere, you see, not well arranged. So no, we have to clean this environment first. We clean the environment. We now try to move all the carcasses of these trucks behind this building. Then from there, I said, okay, we move down to, I took over on Thursday, and Friday was the time I saw into action. On that very Thursday, I moved to State Secretariat. Why I moved to State Secretariat is, I know government has expended huge sum of money in renovating the State Secretariat. That is where all organs of government are there. Say, why can't we leave this environment very dirty? So we have to move down all the stuff of the BOSEPA. So that's how we started moving out. Then the condition of our environmental vanguards, the common man, our grandmothers and mothers there and fathers there who working around the streets, just the government has empowered them as a sort of livelihood. Look at how they move out at 6 a.m. when you can see them sweeping. We try to see how can we motivate them by giving them all the necessary tools to work with. Even the question side when I come, that question side, no one is available. We have to order it, that red question sign you see. Then we have to distribute for supervisors, for streets, major streets of the highways, so that their safety is very, very paramount to me. So that's the essence of what it is, because anything happen if this question sign is there, is very paramount. So there are lots of achievements, if I now said, even our time will even be seen. And all this cannot be feasible without the absolute, I mean absolute support from His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Borno State.
Now, since you assumed office, what has the state now enjoyed from this agency so far?
Cleanliness. Because our duty is bound to see how we can protect the environment and also how we can maintain the environment. We say a clean environment is a what? It's a healthy environment. So the simple rotation that we have to give back to the government is to show our dedication, our commitment, to see we keep the environment clean. Because I can testify that I'm not going out of the context. When Governor Wike came for his own campaign during the presidential PDP campaign to Borno State, what he said that impresses him most is the cleanness of the city. My plan is, how can we go back to what we call waste to wealth? Because there is no any garbage that is called waste now. We are in the third world country where all this garbage is money that people don't know. We researched, we found there is nothing that is enough money. You see, if it is money too, maybe let's say these polythene bags, it is money, it can be recycled. I hope you understand. Then the bottled water container, it can be recycled. The paper too can be recycled. So there is nothing that can be recycled. I hope you understand. So our plans, already modalities have been started moving. Even the feces, human feces is money. While we embark on this, we want to tell the whole world, we want partners, the government is searching with all of our activities. We have partners here. Then let them come and partner with us. The government has even allocated us a very big, mighty land to see how all these pieces that have been transported, including the vendors, the Jalanga, the Ideal, the Alvarca, what have you, to put these pieces in one place. Then from there, we have to see how we can turn it to biogas. If you look at how government is spending money on street inspection, on fumigating the streets, educating from house to house, I hope you understand. Then yet, people are dumping refuse on the waterways. Another way that is flooding may arise. Because if you block the waterways, where the water flows. If you allow stagnant water, what will happen? Breeding mosquito. You see? So please, we urge people, if they want to reciprocate, all what we have been doing is let them give an asphalt cooperation to disease from making all their soakaways, that's what we call the septic tanks, to the drainages. They should disease dumping. Government is spending a huge lump sum of money on infrastructure development. If we are coming back, look at this dualization of these roads. You see? And the drainage is there. Government is spending money, providing all necessary facilities. And yet, residents are dumping refuse on that waterways. How can water flow? So there are a lot of intricacies whereby emanated a disease emanated from that dumping of maybe garbage or refuse in waterways. We want people to desist from building on waterways, particularly our river. Allow our water river to flow very freely. I hope you understand. Because I could remember last year, where we have the flooding in Madagascar this year, we went there to say people should desist from building on the waterways. You see how people are declining, sometimes sitting in the front of their houses. Maybe their immediate environment is very dirty. You see? So that is the kind of sensitization. Sometimes I don't want even to go high and say, okay, let me arrange and take them to court. But sometimes we have to do, we don't have any option. When you open a shop, while government through the House of Assembly make this edit a sanitation day to be on ground and you say you don't violate. So maybe we'll see you as just the enemy of the government. Yeah, of course, because it's the government that say we have to do sanitation once in a month, just 3 hours in the whole of the month, which is ceremonial. But every day for us, as BOSEPA, is sanitation. But the ceremonial is on the general sanitation, any first week of sanitation. People to be aware, that is the enlightenment we have been saying, that cleanliness is not what? Oneness. So that is why we have that one day, 3 hours, as just a ceremonial sanitation. But every day is sanitation.
What good news is this agency having for residents of Maiduguri?
Well, though the good news already, the resident of Maiduguri, part of GNM of our Poniga, have witnessed this so far. And also, we want to assure them the next, God willing, our sanitation will be escalate to the LGS to see how we can be going to LGS and having our to forget our military. Already people have been put out, we have to go down to LGS. His Excellency Professor Magdana Banazulu, in his magnanimity and also the zeal and passion to see that all the LGS have been returned to their back to their ancestral homes. Now, how can we reach out to them? That is the good news. we are reaching out to them sooner or later. I believe in you, in the next 2023, we are moving out to LGS. We are going to improve the livelihoods within the sanitation. Already the government has done very well in that. In my own agency, we have to see that how can we promote hygiene promotion within the LGS. And also the good news of Maiduguri that Inshallah, we are now often one, what do you call it, that is the critical challenges, that is referendum site in Marari. So now we are working with the state government, and the governor is very passionate about that to see how we can create. That is the most basic news.
And thank you for your time on Borno.
Thank you very much. You are most welcome anytime, any day.